So today we talk about the little camera that could, the Panasonic DMC ZS1. Or basically this little tiny Lumix Digicam that takes pretty good photos and pretty awful yet somehow nostalgic videos. So my friend let me borrow this camera for a couple of weeks, and I was playing with both the scene mode and the intelligent auto, as well as the auto mode because there is no manual mode for this camera. So the main things that stuck out to me were the CCD sensor and the video quality. We had these insane flares, probably just digital artifacts from the sensor, that you could see on the back of the monitor and would only be recorded in video mode. I think the shutter or something made it go away in photos, but you had these crazy, almost anamorphic like streaks going on in the video, which I found to be a lot of fun. But the photos coming out of this are pretty good. I think it does expect you to turn the flash on, so using a mode where you're not turning flash on, you need to have a lot of light. Daylight, it looked pretty good, but indoors, you want to definitely bump that flash on because you don't have manual controls to try and get a slower shutter speed. For a point and shoot Digicam, this is pretty much all that you could ask for. You point it, you shoot it, and you get a couple photos. I don't see this being particularly superior or inferior to many other options on the market. You might even be able to get one of those toy cameras on Amazon and get very similar IQ out of that, rather than going back and buying one of these. I guess the appeal with this is maybe the wristband and the little the Leica logo on the front for that Leica branded lens. I thought that I would really enjoy using a Digicam for a couple of weeks just because I always love to have something in my pocket to point and shoot around, practice my photography, my composition, even if the photos don't come out looking perfect. The main problem was that the IQ on this really is not good enough for me to balance that, as well as not having any manual mode. I know a lot of people prefer shooting in auto, but if I'm not in full control of my camera and I want to dial the shutter for an artistic effect, or if I want to just get a better exposure, then not having a manual mode really holds you back on something like this. So if you're going back to old Digicams and you're a beginner, then get something that just goes auto, but if you're more of a professional, then find something that has professional features. I'm not someone who likes the camera making all the decisions for me because I like to be able to reflect what I see in the world, and that's not always reflected with what the camera's brain is thinking is a good exposure. Now with all of that out of the way, having a Digicam around was super fun. It was almost like having a disposable camera in my pocket and being able to just point it around. I do think it's the appeal for a lot of people to have something that's like a disposable camera, but you can keep reusing it. I, again, would prefer to have something with slightly higher IQ, something smaller to carry around, but if you're thinking about it as just disposable pictures that you get to check later and see what you got, then this delivers on that promise. I don't think I'm going to start a whole Digicam era on my channel. I think I'd rather just continue to work on current gear and maybe vintage things. Vintage lenses like this Carl Zeiss Jena, which I have recently fallen in love with. So I'd rather look further back into the past rather than the recent past to create content around that and make videos and have more thoughts, but that's just my opinion. You can check out these photos and videos from the Lumix point and shoot for yourself and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and if you feel like I missed anything, please let me know in the comments.